This scenario is titled Unexpected Network Outage at a Hospital. A hospital relies on its internal network to connect electronic medical records, patient monitoring systems, and communication tools. One afternoon, doctors and nurses report that they are unable to access patient records or communicate with other departments. The IT support team investigates and discovers that a network switch has failed, cutting off access to critical systems. The IT team replaces the faulty switch with a backup unit and restores network connectivity. After resolving the issue, they conduct an analysis and determine that the switch failure was due to overheating. To prevent similar incidents, they implement a monitoring system that sends alerts when network hardware reaches unsafe temperature levels. Now, based on that scenario, there's going to be 3 questions. We'll go through all 3 questions first, and then we're going to look at the answers and explanations thereafter. So let's start with question 1. Which ITIL practice is responsible for restoring network connectivity as quickly as possible? Is it A, change enablement, B, incident management, C, problem management, or D, service request management? Question 2. The IT team wants to prevent overheating from causing future switch failures. Which ITIL practice should they apply? Is it change enablement, problem management, continual improvement, or service desk? And question 3. Replacing the faulty network switch with a backup unit is considered what type of activity? Is it a normal change, an emergency change, a standard change, or incident resolution? Now, if you need more time to look over these questions or rewind, I would suggest you have a pause, or as I say, rewind the video, because we're going to look at the answers now. First, let's refresh our memory on what question 1 was about. It's which ITIL practice was responsible for restoring network connectivity? The answer to that is, of course, incident management. Incident management is responsible for restoring normal service operation as quickly as possible after an unplanned disruption. The hospital's network outage was a critical issue, and the IT team restored service by replacing the faulty switch. Change enablement focuses on evaluating and approving changes before implementation, but does not deal with resolving immediate service failures. Problem management looks into the root cause of failures to prevent future occurrences, but its focus is not on immediate restoration. Finally, service request management. Now, they handle predefined user requests, such as password reset or software installations, rather than what this is, it's just one unexpected service disruption. Let's look at question 2. Let's remind ourselves what it was. It was, which ITIL practice should they apply in order to prevent overheating from causing future switch failures? And that is, of course, problem management. As we discussed in the previous answer, problem management seeks to identify and address the underlying cause of incidents, reducing the likelihood of recurrence. Since overheating caused the switch failure, implementing the monitoring system to track temperature aligns with problem management practice. The incorrect answer is there, change enablement. That ensures that changes are properly evaluated, does not specifically focus on solving recurring issues. Continual improvement, that helps enhance overall processes over time, but this situation specifically involved addressing a technical failure rather than broad improvements. And finally, service desk. Now, that primarily logs and manages user-reported issues, does not proactively prevent system failures. Now, question 3. We can see on the screen there that the answer is incident resolution, but let's just refresh our memory on what the question was. Replacing the faulty network switch with a backup unit was considered what type of activity? Now, it had the 3 different types of change and incident resolution, and as we just mentioned, the answer was incident resolution. Incident resolution, that refers to the process of restoring a service after an unexpected failure. The IT team replaced the faulty switch with a backup unit, and that was to quickly restore network connectivity. Normal change, that's not correct because it refers to planned changes that go through formal approval. This does not apply to urgent fixes like this one. An emergency change applies to urgent fixtures that require approval before implementation. But in this case, the replacement was an immediate action rather than a formally approved change. You could argue that emergency change should have been raised in order to replace the faulty switch, but given that the instant resolution was an option for this question, that is the correct answer. And finally, standard change. This refers to pre-approved routine changes with minimal risk. This scenario involves an unexpected failure.